following post is a work of fiction created for entertainment purposes within the College Football 26 universe. All players, coaches, and storylines, including Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt, Frankie the Horn Calderon, and all other universities and institutions are not affiliated with UTSA, the NCAA, or any real institution. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally here for the American Conference Championship. Winner between 11-1 Navy and the UT San Antonio Roadrunners, 12-0, undefeated on the season, 8-0 in conference play, along with the Midshipmen. It was a very tight race all throughout this college football season, as the winner of last week's games, if UT San Antonio would have lost to Army in their end of season finale, they would have had to go out to Annapolis and play the Midshipmen on their home turf. Navy did all that they needed to do except for that one non-conference slip-up against their rival Notre Dame, but that was probably more of a realistic outcome than a lot of people wanted to give credit for. I know that Navy fans wouldn't say it beforehand, but Navy is a team that has to prove it. They have very good talent. They are very disciplined. This is going to be similar to what we saw in the Army game, except for you're going to have a little bit better talent. You have Heidenreich in the backfield. It's going to be a challenge. You have to make sure that you play disciplined, squeeze the dive, make sure you trigger on the pitch, and then make sure that you have a lot of people coming to the football. I have a lot of faith in Coach Clay Merritt. It's going to be fun seeing how this team playing a conference championship game at home. Technically, this is a neutral site game, but this is something that this team, this coaching staff, this university, the athletic director, when Merritt was hired, this is what the program is meant to be. This is the biggest moment inside of program history, hosting the American Conference Championship game with a chance, if you win, to be the 12th seed and represent the group of 5 in the college football playoff. Whoever wins moves on. They will take on whoever ends up sealing the 5 seed after this conference championship weekend. We are going to send it out live to the Alamo City. Frankie the Horn Calderon on 94.3 The Bird and the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel will have you for the rest of the game. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you afterward. It has been since 2013 that the University of Texas at San Antonio has held a Division I football program. It has been since 2023 that they have been playing in the American Conference, and tonight they will host some of America's future finest from Annapolis, Maryland. The United States Naval Academy is making the trip out west to the Alamo City here in San Antonio. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You can start to feel the electricity building in this championship fight. Two teams, both eyeing a spot in the college football playoff. Whoever wins this game will become the 12 seed overall, playing the 5 seed in the first round at the 5th seed's home location. Both schools looking for their first conference championship. Both enjoying immensely successful seasons. Navy enters this contest 11-1, their lone blemish against high-powered rival Notre Dame. UTSA pounded on Texas A&M in week 1, beat up Maryland throughout the rest of the season, and through American Conference play, they have been absolutely immaculate and unstoppable. It's exciting to see what's going to happen here as the opening kick is returned to about the 30-yard line, and that is where Owen McCown and Robert Henry Jr. take the field. Both those guys leaders in the backfield. McEwen, the receiver, lined up to the left side of the screen. Houston Thomas, tight end position here on the right. Henry Jr. gets first carry through this Midshipmen defense. He's able to fight his way forward for a gain of 4 yards, setting up 2nd down and 6 from the left hash mark. Nickel personnel in the game for Navy, trying to combat some of the speed. Oh, and we get an early interception. Big mistake on the opening drive of the game. UTSA fought so hard for home field advantage and being able to use some of the momentum built along this 12-game winning streak. And junior quarterback Owen McCown just absolutely made a mistake there. Ian Porcial, the middle linebacker, number 33 for Navy, has what could be a season-defining play for the Midshipmen football squad. Here as they come out in their traditional flex bone. Looks like they're spreading things out a little bit. UTSA going to combat with a 4-3 look, and the fullback dive is good for a gain of 7. Alex Tezka on the carry. Number 46, he'll be lined up in the fullback position the entirety of the night. Another dive goes to Tezka. Nearly gets the first down yardage, but he's going to be brought down just short. 3rd down in inches, and Navy's going to send out the heavy personnel. And I guarantee they're going to sneak this one forward. K.N. Roberts-Day nearly stopped the quarterback from converting, but it was just not quite enough. 1st down and 10 for the Midshipmen. 60,000 plus inside the Alamo Dome, starting to feel some presence, trying to will their defense on. As that screen pass goes to Tezka, he breaks the tackle in the open field. Quickly able to be brought down on the rally. All the way down to the 18-yard line. Navy on this opening drive following the interception, possibly going to put up some points and become just the 3rd team all season to have a lead on this UTSA Roadrunners defense. As Eli Heidenreich, that is a man's run if you've seen one. Cam Scatabo would have been proud. Breaking 3 separate tackles and finally being brought down after gaining yardage for a 1st down on that last option play. This one is going to get stuck in the backfield. Brandon Tucker comes up with a huge play to kind of flip some momentum, and now the crowd getting back into it. 2nd down and 15. Play action fake. Looking to throw, runs out of time, ball's on the ground. Navy able to scoop it up, but that is the first sack and first fumble forced by this UTSA defense. The Southwest Sack Exchange is open. That was a much-needed momentum-flipping play. Number 31, Vic Shaw, who has made a living in opposing backfields this year. It'll be interesting to see if he's in any national award contention, as we're going to get a 3rd and 30 attempt. Navy looking to pass. Quarterback is going to be sacked again. Bo Horvath is dropped for a huge loss. That knocks the Midshipmen out of field goal range. UTSA is able to survive the early interception. Now the offense will get another chance to get back out on the field as this punt goes straight out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Vic Shaw a little bit shaken up on that last defensive play. We'll see when he's able to make it back to the field. McCown trying to atone for that big interception on the first drive. Throwing on the first play goes to McEwen. In-cutting route is good for a gain of about 12. 1st down and 10 now from 38. 2 tight ends in the formation. Henry Jr. gets a play, and this is a huge hole. Breaks into the open field. Your Heisman favorite is going to open up scoring in the American Conference Championship. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Your opening touchdown of the day brought to you by 94.3 The Bird and the Far End of the Bench podcast. Make sure you check out the Far End of the Bench podcast every Thursday with Jimmy and Nico, as Brock Chambers is able to add the extra point. 7-0. About halfway through the first quarter, Navy with a huge interception on UTSA's opening drive following the first kickoff, but then their defense of the Roadrunners able to knock the Midshipmen all the way back out of field goal range, and now here we are with the Roadrunners, the number 17 team in the country. Once they've had a lead so far this season, they have never had a team come back and take the lead from them. Option play, Bo Horvath is going to get blasted in the backfield. Vic Shaw was back in the game, but he's going to be subbed out once again. He's still in a lot of pain, clutching those ribs. Ty Leonard, being number 99, the edge on the right side of the defense, able to make the stop on that last play. Bird Nation starting to make their presence felt. Wingback goes in motion. Oh! Horvath never saw Blaylock coming. Trying a little trickery, counter option that time, and that counter was not distributed to the other side of the field. 3rd down and 16. Deep pass from Horvath going towards the sideline. Great defense that time by the cornerback. Ball will fall incomplete to the turf, and now with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, UTSA is going to get the ball back for the third time today. Number 33, Mekhi Anderson from his own 45. He's just going to go directly forward and makes it all the way out to the Navy 40. 1:52 left to go here in the opening quarter. McEwen and DeCorian Clark, the receivers in the formation. Henry Jr., after the big touchdown run on the last series, fights his way forward for a gain of 5. He's up to 70 yards total on the day in that big touchdown run. Double twins look here. 2 tight ends attached on the right side. McCown firing to the sideline. That's Devin McEwen for his second catch of the day. Big-time junior target, having an amazing season. 31 yards already in this opening quarter. He looks like he's going to have a big day from McCown. Play action goes to Henry, and now on the rollout, deep pass to DeCorian Clark, knocked down by the safety. That's Andrew Duhart on the UTSA logo in the back of the end zone. That one nearly a 18-yard touchdown strike. Instead, we have a now handoff play going to Henry. Stuffed around the right edge, only a gain of 2. 3rd down and 8, first third down situation that the Roadrunners are going to face. With his running back lined up to the left side, he's going that way. DeCorian Clark gets the quick out pattern, and he's going to get enough for the first down. Almost fought his way into the end zone, but he's knocked out at the 1-yard line. Big hit that time by the cornerback, forced him to go out of bounds. Ooh, good defensive play. That's Porsow, who had the interception on the first series. He makes a big tackle for loss in the backfield, corralling Henry Jr. before he's able to get going. McCown now to throw, going to his tight end. That's Dishman, the backup tight end. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Dan Dishman, number 80, making plays when it matters most. He doesn't get a lot of targets, but he makes them count. That 3-yard touchdown reception is good to put the Birds up by 13. Chambers puts them out by 14 after the extra point. With 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter, UTSA building on that lead, taking back the momentum here in their home stadium, trying to win their first AAC championship in school history and make the playoff for the first time as well. Kickoff return comes back to the 14-yard line. Navy obviously going to have a lot of anticipation as well. They've done a good job so far this season. The one slip-up against Notre Dame. Power 5 competition is different when you're coming from these smaller conferences, as that stretch play went to Isaiah Bryant, number 25. Neither of these teams are going to be given the benefit of the doubt. They had to take the reputation that they've earned. Unfortunately, when Navy had the bright lights on him, as Horvath here finds some open space on the scramble, they weren't able to get it done in South Bend, and unfortunately finished the season 11-1, 8-0 in conference play. So not like they had a terrible season. And they're right there with the Roadrunners. Whoever wins this game is going to be facing the 5th seed in the playoffs. And now we get a broken tackle. Wow. That is not going to make Coach Clay Merritt very happy. His defense, sloppy tackling in the open field. That's Chapman, number 24. And Navy went from having negative 25 yards rushing on the 3 previous series, and now they're all the way out towards midfield. We'll see what happens at the start of quarter number 2. Lots of Bird fans here in attendance. We appreciate everybody tuning in around the world on the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel and 94.3 The Bird. Horvath with the read option fake in the backfield. Blaylock is going to get back there, and he's going to have his second tackle for loss on the Navy quarterback. 3 running backs in the backfield. This time goes to Chapman again. Good juke move there. Made Blackshire miss in the hole, but he's only able to get back about 6 yards following the big loss on the play before. 3rd down and 9 with the crowd starting to get into it from the 50-yard line. Horvath going to his running back, and a missed tackle by Blackshire again.
He was right in position, playing his zone perfectly, and he just ran right by Chapman on that reception. Chapman on the halfback dive. This one stopped in the backfield. Blaylock doing his best to keep this defense from giving up their first points of the last month of the season. Horvath making changes at the line, doesn't like what he sees. Screen pass that time, too tall. Horvath does not look comfortable in that passing situation. And Navy now sets themselves up with a 3rd down and 10. Trailing by 14 early in the second quarter. Brandon Tucker closes the door on that one. Once again, that's going to knock Navy outside of field goal range. So on 2 big 3rd down and longs, the Midshipmen unable to block their quarterback, and they have to give the ball back to the home team. It's starting to feel like a party here inside the Alamo City. UTSA fans have been waiting a long time to be able to put their faith behind a team like this. Screenplay off the RPO goes to McEwen. Open space at the 40. Breaks into the open field at the 50, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Roadrunners! One play explosion. The RPO screen pass goes to the junior captain. Makes one man miss in open space. And as soon as he does that, he's off and running. 75 yards on the touchdown. Chambers adds the extra point. That puts McEwen over 100 yards total receiving already in this first half. 3:35 left to go before halftime. Chambers with the kick. This one will land right at the goal line, so Navy's going to have to return it. Gets past the 10 to the 11, and the paint is peeled off of his helmet on that big stop. Southwest Sack Exchange has been humming in these last few series. Horvath on the read option fake. Kay and Roberts Day brings down the junior quarterback, and that's going to be a terrible stat line to go into halftime with. Horvath 10 rushes, minus 34 yards on the day. Option play going to the left. Horvath trying to fight his way through some garbage, and he gets a few yards back. Call it a gain of 6, 3rd down and 9. Other conferences around the league as that pass from Horvath is complete, so we're going to get a 1st down and 10 conversion. Baylor takes down the University of Colorado in the Big 12 championship, so the Bears are able to notch a big Power 5 conference title under their belts. James Madison down to Southern Miss, 14-0 at the moment. Tyan Milton comes up from his safety position to make the stop on Alex Teska on the last play. Miami and Clemson will be coming up just after our game ends here in San Antonio. That one's going to be played out on the East Coast. That tackle for loss from Cameron Blaylock brings his total up to 4 on the day. Teska trying to reset his helmet. It was absolutely blasted. Horvath looking deep to his left side. Ooh, big hit. Receiver trying to make a diving play, but the cornerback, I believe that's Sirius Duma, able to jar the ball loose on the reception. Score for Baylor, Colorado, 49-17, the Bears over the Buffaloes. Anderson from his own 35-yard line goes to his left side, working towards Navy's sideline, and he's brought down at his 47 with 2:13 left to go, so you probably see a couple plays here before the 2-minute timeout, and then it's up to Coach Clay Merritt to see what kind of tempo he wants to run from there. Handoff goes to Henry. He jukes himself right back into a defender, so it's only a gain of 4. Twins set up out to his left side here. Trips, to his left. DeCorian Clark gets the pass over the middle of the field. Out of the break here, that's going to bring us to the 2-minute timeout. DeCorian Clark does a good job of just making himself open and getting himself in front of his quarterback's eyes. McCown had an easy read on that one. Houston Thomas going in motion to his left. Looks like they're setting up a screen pass. McCown does a deep drop here. Henry with the ball in his hands. 20, 15, 10, 5. Sprints past the safety into the end zone. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Sixth-year senior. In the final time, he will be taking the field inside the Alamo Dome. 2 touchdowns in this first half. Over 130 yards of production. That screen pass good from about 35 yards away. 3 plays, 53 yards. Once again, that scoring drive brought to you by 94.3 The Bird and the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel with Jimmy Pilato and Nico Bryant. My name is Frankie the Horn Calderon. Appreciate you being with us inside the AAC Championship. 11-1, 21st ranked Navy, staring down a 4-touchdown deficit in their 2-minute situation. Number 17th ranked UTSA, 12-0 on the season. Both teams undefeated in conference play, so we're trying to figure out who is the best of the AAC as K. Roberts Day gets home for his first sack of the contest. Nation's leader in sacks finally gets in on the sack party. Bo Horvath is taking about the same amount of beatings as he's used to because he normally runs a lot more, but he's just getting sacked on nearly every drop back. But this screen pass finds a lot of success and a lot of open space. Absolutely caught the Roadrunners in a zone blitz, and everybody dropped out of where they threw that screen pass to. Awesome play call there from Navy. Got to give credit where it's due. Wishbone offense, play action. Horvath looking to roll out here. Gets out around the edge, but Kendrick Blackshire does a good job of chasing down the speedy quarterback. Drops him for a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 with 1:15 left to go. Navy called the timeout after that last stop. This one coming from the left edge. Big Brandon Tucker, number 40, gets home to the quarterback. We're going to get our first timeout called, this time by UTSA. 2.5 sacks on the day for big number 40, Brandon Tucker of the Southwest Sack Exchange. Horvath looking to throw again. 3rd down and 19. He's going to get dropped for the 3rd play in a row. Nana Nwanyu makes Horvath's afternoon get just a little bit worse. I don't think he's going to want to be coming back to the Alamo anytime soon. Just like the American government, he wants to forget the Alamo. Anderson from his 45 gets across midfield, and he's going to be driven right in front of Coach Merritt off the sidelines. K. Roberts Day entered today's contest with 18 sacks. He's now up to 19, with the possibility of adding to that total throughout this team's hopeful playoff run. Amador gets the pass on 1st down. This team's going to start picking up their momentum. UTSA wants to score one more time before half. 40 seconds and counting from the 36. Shotgun looking to throw. McCown scanning, lots of time, nearly threw his 2nd interception of the McCown once again throwing after his nearly throwing his 2nd pick of the game, finds his running back in the open field. 1st down and 10, under 30 seconds left to go. Roadrunners throwing. McCown able to escape the sack, but that one's going to fall harmlessly to the turf. Navy's pass rush got after him there. 22 seconds now on the clock as it stops with the incompletion. Throwing once again. Henry out of the backfield. Gets across the 1st down marker inside the 10. Let's see what the Roadrunners do. It doesn't look like they're calling a timeout, so I assume they're going to get back on the line of scrimmage. Here comes the no huddle once again. Number 13, McCown in the shotgun. Henry Jr. to his right. Handoff goes to Henry. Breaks a tackle across the goal line. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Fadeaway dance in the end zone. Number 20, Henry Jr. with his 3rd hat trick touchdown of the last month. 81 yards rushing, 65 yards receiving. His team is out by 35 with the extra point from Chambers. The Midshipmen are a good team. They just don't have the athletes or the ability to weather this storm that they're experiencing right now. No pun intended. We're going to get a sky kick here to try and waste as much time off the clock as possible. It only takes about 2 seconds off the clock, so 6 seconds remain before half, and Navy is going to kneel on it and try and get to the locker room as quickly as they can. Horvath, 16 rushing attempts, minus 51 yards in that first half. It'll be interesting to see how long the Midshipmen stick with him. Don't know what else they have at the quarterback position, but it's very obvious nothing is working outside of that initial interception. But once again, the UTSA defense, the Southwest Sack Exchange, does their job in a big moment where your junior quarterback, your team captain, normally hasn't really put you in those situations since week 3 back at CSU in Fort Collins. That was the last time he's thrown an interception. And you have to try and guard against momentum and guard against the opposing team from going in and getting that opening touchdown on you. And they're able to do both. Knock them completely out of field goal range, no points at all. And Navy's still searching for those first points. They found a few successful plays. They are a very talented team. They're disciplined. UTSA's defense, outside of a few sloppy moments, has been just enough to shut down this Midshipmen attack. Benefit of the schedule, playing Army right before you play Navy. You get a lot of practice and a lot of focus on this triple option attack. And we're seeing it play out on the field. Ball fumbled, nearly scooped up. Elijah Newell forces the fumble on the kickoff, but it goes out of bounds before it can become UTSA possession. The Midshipmen open up the second half at the 13-yard line. Pitch goes to Tezka out of the I formation. Caden Meyer, number 28, able to make the tackle along the left edge of the offense. Horvath, once again to throw. Rolls back into his end zone, now finds an opening to get forward before being touched down by Blackshire. Gets quite a bit of the loss back. 3rd down and 11 now from his own 12-yard line. From under center, he'll drop back, looking to throw, running out of time. And Cameron Blaylock beats everybody in front of him and absolutely plants Bo Horvath in the backfield. 4th down and 15 as Tezka comes up with an injury on that last play, so he's going to be helped off the field. Navy had the ball for a total of 40 seconds, and now they're giving it back to the UTSA offense, already putting up 35 points. And now Mekhi Anderson setting up a huge short field opportunity from the 24 of Navy. Huge 30-yard return on that last punt. McCown once again on the screen pass. Amador the second with this one. Juke move in the open field. He's going to get inside the 10. McCown is running those RPO screens to perfection. Trip set to the right. Single receiver McEwen to the left. Henry with the running play, trying to fight forward through the left side A-gap. He gets a gain of 3, but he's brought down at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal. McCown keeps it on the option. Oh my goodness, nobody even thought to stay with him. Looks just like his dad used to at the NFL level, where everybody forgets that a McCown can be a little bit of a shifty athlete. These boys play basketball in their free time. McCown has some nice footwork there, and everybody was definitely following where number 20 was going. The guard dog in cleats has been absolutely rabid all over the field. But this one, chalk it up to a smart play by your junior quarterback. He gets himself in the end zone, and he puts your team out by 6 touchdowns in the biggest moment of your program's history. From the 2-yard line, the Midshipmen with the kick return. Nice gap. Good blocking from the return team. And this one will be brought all the way out to the 25, so about where they would have had it if it could have been a touchback. Chatham with the run again. He's starting to get figured out by this UTSA defense. Kayan Roberts-Day and Chad Banks Jr. combined for the tackle. Power I formation in the backfield for the Midshipmen. Chatham gets the handoff again, and now he's got a lot of space. Great block on the safety that time from the fullback. Kayan Roberts-Day comes up favoring his ribs, just like we saw Vic Shaw earlier. But if anybody's going to be getting praise, it's Brandon Chatham, number 24 for Navy. He's had all of the big plays so far. Another misdirection option play stuffed by Brandon Tucker. He's having himself a huge day. 6 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks for big number 40. In the SEC championship, Auburn and South Carolina tied at 21 apiece. Number 11, number 12 taking each other on in that one. The Big Ten championship will feature number 2 Oregon and number 1 Penn State, possibly for the number 1 seed in the bracket. Now, Horvath is going to be sacked once again, and he is going to be coming up with an injury. Nyana Ayawanu with his 2nd sack of the contest in relief for number 31 Vic Shaw, who we saw leave earlier with bruised ribs. Anderson will receive it at his 25, moving to his left, now tries to cut back to his right, breaks a few tackles into the open field, now across the 50 to the Navy 45-yard line. With Horvath getting checked out in the medical tent, it'll be interesting to see if Navy doesn't just pull the trigger and start putting some new guys into the game. Short pass on the crossing routes goes to Houston Thomas. The big tight end, number 88, makes the catch. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 now. Read option play goes to Henry. Once again into the open field. All alone, he's going to dive into the end zone on the Roadrunners logo. Touchdown, UT San Antonio. Birds up by 48. This is something that this fan base, this school, this city has been searching for. A reason to believe that sports are a viable option. It's something that you can achieve greatness through hard work and dedication. This team has steered themselves through every storm that they've had to go through. Adversity, big moments, big time plays. This squad seems like they're poised and ready. And you almost feel glad that you're not going to get one of those bye weeks being a group of 5 team. You're going to have to play and keep this momentum going into next weekend. 2nd down and 12 after the 1st down run play. Blake Horvath back into the game, and he's going to fumble on this play. Sacked from behind by Ty Leonard. Just not able to keep grasp of the football as he didn't know where the guy was coming from. Wishbone formation from the Midshipmen. Ball is at the 11, 3rd down and 14. Horvath to throw once again. Absolutely nothing going for him. He fumbles after being sacked for the 3rd time on this drive. His offensive lineman's able to recover it at the 2-yard line, but that is going to send out the punting unit for what seems like the 15th time today. And it's blocked in the end zone. Navy scoops it up, and they're able to get it outside of their end zone, so they don't give up the safety. UTSA absolutely dominating on every side of the football. Offense, defense, special teams. Clark on the screen pass from Owen McCown. He breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Roadrunners. The blocked punt immediately turned into 6 points. We've said it for the last few weeks. This team has to prove to you why they are as good as they say they are. They are punching what everybody said was the best team in this conference in the mouth, in the face. Navy was ranked for 3 weeks before UTSA even got a sniff of a vote in the college and AP polls. This is proving to you why you need to actually stay up and watch the goddamn film. 56-0 your score. Chambers with his 8th, oh, big hit that time, 8th consecutive extra point. Auburn, South Carolina still tied in the SEC championship. Horvath in the pistol, looking to throw, drifting back. Once again, can't decide to pull the trigger. Horvath is being absolutely shut down by this zone attack. UTSA playing very little man coverage and forcing a quarterback like Horvath, who's used to running and not having to read coverages. Oh, ball turned over. That's Teska. The fullback gets it stripped by Tyan Milton, and Shad Banks Jr., senior linebacker captain, gets the turnover. And now once again, UTSA starts from inside the opponent's 10-yard line with a chance to really just put the screws loose on this one. Henry stopped on the last play right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and goal from the 8. This one goes to Houston Thomas. On the RPO screenplay, what have we been saying? McCown just knows where to dish it. He has guessed and played everything right. He had the nice little keeper on the read option 2 series ago. Now back-to-back plays, back-to-back times, he's finding the open receiver in this RPO scheme. And Houston Thomas barely had any work to do going into that one. Touchdown, Roadrunners. 2 plays, 9 yards. It's starting to get a little bit embarrassing. I don't know about you, Navy fans. What do you think? Almost as embarrassing as me calling your quarterback for the wrong name for 3 quarters. You guys can let me know how that feels in the comments. Frankie the Horn Calderon, tweet at FEOTB Pod. Jimmy can talk about it in the studio show. It'll be a nice little touch there. Horvath set it up in the shotgun. He had 2 running backs with him, trying to run a power read. Johnny Bowens, big freshman defensive tackle with a big play. 2nd down and 11 on what looks to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Horvath scrambling around, and he is going to get rid of this one. Open man! Oh, the receiver, Hutchinson, Luke Hutchinson, just kept running. Gain of 31, the most explosive play by far from this Navy team. We've played 3 quarters and the score is 63-0. You see the team comparisons through 3 quarters of play. 247 rushing yards, passing yards, 130 rushing yards for UTSA. That yardage total going to look to be negative trending for Navy, who, like we've said, had a great season. But this UTSA team is out to send a message. They are on a mission. So we're going to get a new set of players into the game for the Midshipmen. Chatham going to get the pass from Braxton Woodson, who is the new quarterback, into the game. Takes that one good for 7. 2nd down and 3 on the play. Opening drive of this 4th quarter. This one is going to be sacked. That's 13 sacks for this defensive unit. Johnny Bowens getting back to Braxton Woodson, starting his night off in poor fashion. 3rd down and 8. Screen pass. Tried to get it set up for their running back, but Blaylock a little bit too quick, and he hits Woodson before he's able to get a good pass off. That's going to bring up 4th down and 8, and it looks like they're sending out the 2nd team units for UTSA. They just wanted to make sure their defense kept this drive from getting out of hand before the punt. From his own 15-yard line, punt returner. Now a nice little setup move there. In and out, back to the sideline. That is Brown on the return. Almost back to midfield. Started from his own 15. Return of about 29. Now we see John Emery Jr., the 5th-year senior running back for the first time today. Breaks the tackle into the open field. Gains enough for a 1st down and plenty more. UTSA trying to show off the depth that they have. Trying to make sure everybody stays fresh because you never know who's going to have to contribute in a long playoff run. This is the 13th game of the season for both of these squads. UTSA obviously looking like they're going to win and move on, roll into the playoff bracket. That means they have an extra 4 games for a grand total of 15. Tackle made on the play that time after Emery goes forward for a gain of 8. It's a long season, so you got to make sure everybody is willing and ready to contribute. Moving towards the 2-minute timeout here. That screen pass goes into the open field. Nice little shimmy shake move, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Jamie Rhett doing a good job of trying to read those RPO plays, just like he saw the starter McCown do earlier. Owen McCown, your nation's leader in passing touchdowns with over 30 on the regular season. This one going from Jamie Rhett to Willie McCoy. A speedy senior in his final curtain call moment inside the Alamo Dome. Pushes the lead to 70 just after the 2-minute timeout. 1:57 left to go as Navy's going to get the ball back, trying to do anything and everything they can to make it look like they actually showed up and didn't just sit on the bus the entire time. I feel like when we go back through the annals of college football history, that is what we're going to be thinking about this Navy team. Did they even show up and get off the bus? Did they even get off the plane? Kickoff return only good to the 14-yard line once again. Braxton Woodson, backup quarterback in relief. Ooh, getting chased down by Tucker. He's going to get an escape route through the front of the pocket and get forward for a gain of 5. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 5, and the clock will continue to roll here. UTSA out 70-0. Tucker doesn't miss him that time. Oh no, that's not Tucker. That's Johnny Bones III. Oh, even a new guy, Cutta. Dylan Cutta, number 90, with his first sack of the season. Screenplay set up to the right side. Navy doing a really good job of setting up these screenplays. They know UTSA is fast and aggressive. They're using that speed and aggression against them. Good enough for a 1st down, and now Woodson might have the ability to milk the rest of this clock and also try and put some points up on the board. Being chased by Toon now out of the pocket. Woodson slides down after gaining enough for a 1st down. Out to the 42 after that gain of 14. 1st and 10 with 1:10 and counting. Woodson dropping, firing, doesn't get it away. He's going to be sacked. Anyawanu and Tucker combine on that one. 14th sack of the day for this defensive unit. Screenplay coming once again. This time UTSA is ready for it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, don't get fooled again. 3rd down and 23, under a minute left to go. Woodson under pressure, turns, throws to his running back, and he's gonna step out of bounds. Not what Woodson was wanting from that one. He had a lot of space. Could have possibly tried to make a move and get closer to the 1st down yardage, make going for it worth it. Ooh. Brown is tackled pretty much right where he catches that last punt. 30 seconds even left to go in this American Conference Championship. UTSA Roadrunners well on their way to their 1st conference title in Division I history for them. It's also earning their way into the college football bracket for the first time since 2013 and the first time since 2023. Emery Jr. breaks into the open field. They're going to end this thing with an exclamation point. Your UT San Antonio Roadrunners, American Conference champions. The Roadrunners are storming the field. Coach Clay Merritt is cracking a smile. I would say I can't believe it, but if you've watched any of this season so far, you understand this is the greatest team in this school's history. You can't tell me or them what they can and can't do. Huge games tonight from McCown, McEwen, Robert Henry Jr. The defense all around, 14 sacks on the day by the unit. Made Horvat's life miserable the entire time. Absolutely magical scene here inside the Alamo City. We are going to send it back to Jimmy Pilato in the studio. Now we're getting set to see who the 5th seed is for that first round playoff matchup. We will be back here next time on 94.3 The Bird and the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. This has been Frankie the Horn Calderon signing off.
There's been something different, something fiery about this program ever since Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt stepped onto the sidelines. And in a historic moment, the first time in this program's history at the FBS level, they won their conference championship game. They defeat the previously 11-1 Navy Midshipmen by a score of 76-0. Owen McCown overcomes a very early mistake interception on that first series. The defense bails him out, gets a couple big sacks on 3rd and 4th down. That was pretty much the way that thing ended. UTSA has yet to be the first team to give up the lead. There has also not been a team so far that has been able to catch and take the lead back from UTSA. Colorado State did not take the lead back. Owen McCown was able to right himself after that interception way back in the beginning of the season in Fort Collins, and the team was able to rally, but it was not a situation where CSU had come back and taken the lead. So it is interesting as this playoff bracket moves forward. You have to assume that some of these big-time programs are going to be able to build something or possibly take something away from UTSA. And I know that the national pundits are going to start talking about this team as they're just a bully, and if anybody stands up to them, they'll wilt. I don't believe that to be true. You don't score as many points as the team has been scoring and dominating in conference competition and making all of your competition look so inferior that it doesn't even seem like they should be on the field as you. I don't think that you do all of that and then back down in the face of adversity. Now we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm very excited to see how this team does moving forward. Huge days from Robert Henry Jr., obviously the guard dog, going to get our game ball for the week. And make sure you tune in moving forward for college football playoff action. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to check out the Far End of the Bench podcast with myself and my co-host Nico Bryant every Thursday. All the content, make sure you follow at FEOTB Pod, bookmark it. For myself, Jimmy Pilato, and Frankie the Horn Calderon, Far End of the Bench YouTube channel, and 94.3 The Bird, this has been Rise of the Roadrunners, American Conference champions. The UTSA Roadrunners win 76-0. Moving on to the college football playoff.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.